Hi everyone, it's Daniel here. Today I'll be ranking the discography of the British rock band The Police. So yeah, what is there more to say about The Police? I mean, you've got Sting on bass and vocals, Andy Summers on guitar, he's a brilliant guitarist and much older than the rest of the band, and then Stuart Copeland on the drums. Great drummer, all talented, all great songwriters. You know, they hated each other, even though they all look like brothers, you know, all blonde and all that. Yeah, they all look like brothers, but behind the scenes they hate each other to death. So yeah, mostly with Sting and Stuart. But yeah, I mean, they disbanded after 5 albums, I know, 5 studio albums, and then they came back for a reunion in 2007, I think. And then yeah, just kind of left it there. Of course, they pursued solo careers, and Stuart Copeland's now in a band with Adrian Belew and Mark King, so that's pretty cool. I think it's called Gizmodrome, yeah. And this other keyboardist, I forgot his name, but if you know his name, let me know in the comments. But anyhow, let's not waste any more time. Let's rank the discography of The Police. Like I said, there's only 5 studio albums. I own 1 on vinyl and the rest on CD. And yeah, I've listened to them all to death. And yeah, here's my rankings. So yeah, my number 5 is going to be their debut album from 1978, and that is Outlandos de Moor. Now, whoa, wait. Just because this is number 5 doesn't mean I dislike it. The Police did no bad albums, and if you want to put this as your number 1, then yeah, there's no wrong answer to the best Police album. We all have different opinions. Just like the Dire Straits album ranking, you know, I'll link that in the description. Basically, yeah, no bad albums. Just because an album's my least favourite doesn't mean it's the worst. You know, if you get what I mean, because, you know, Police did 5 studio albums, like I said, like 3 times, and yeah, none of them stink. So yeah, this is debut album, the original version. I believe like the logo in the later version was red instead of blue, and there's like different colour patterns. I'm not sure, but yeah. So yeah, Outlandos de Moor, great debut album. So yeah. The tracks on here are fantastic. I mean, you got Next to You, what an album opener, like honestly, such a great song. And then you have the iconic single So Lonely, or Sulawli. That's a great song, great guitar solo, great harmonica solo from Sting. Roxanne, of course, with the secret book piano at the start, love that song. Just a great debut single. I think it was their debut, or like their debut single from the studio album, I think so. Quite like the back as well, very colourful. I don't think you get this on the later version of the album, I'm not 100% sure. And I believe that's Stinger's Ace Face from Quadrophenia. I'll do a whole review of this album at some point and go into more detail. Hole in My Life is a great song, love that song. Peanuts is great. You know, just a great way to end off side 1. So side 1's great, and then side 2 has songs like Can't Stand Losing You, another great song. Yeah, a bit of a dark song, and the single cover caused a lot of controversy because it was basically Stuart hanging himself. I know, well, pretending to, but yeah. And then they were forced to change it, so that's a shame. Truth Hits Everybody, another great song. And then we have Born in the 50s, yeah, sort of, well, this is pretty much like their most punkiest album, post-punk, you know, sort of music. I don't know what you describe The Police, to be fair. Like their blend of reggae rock, even though none of them were inspired by reggae, you know. Andy Summers just filled in like the space with like chords and all that, so good on him. But yeah, basically a mix of reggae rock, post-punk and new wave. Post-punk, like mostly during the first couple of albums. Later on yeah, I'll probably class them as a pop band from the 3rd album onwards, but I'll talk about that very soon. And then we have Be My Girl Sally, another great song. A very strange middle section though. Basically, it's Andy Summers, you know, narrating the story of him in this relationship with this bloke doll called Sally. It's quite funny, and then he's playing the piano at the same time, which is pretty cool. I think that song's quite charming. And then the song Masoko Tango is a great way to end off the album with the multi-track basses, which is flipping awesome. I love this album. You know, I'm not a massive punk fan, I've got to admit, but if it's The Police, then yeah, they get away with murder, so yeah. My number 4 is going to be their next album from 1979, and it is Regatta to Blanc. So I recently got this on CD. The album cover, very, very blue. Great songs on here. Was going to put this below Outland Dust and More, but then I realised there's more songs on this album that I like more than the debut. So we have Message in a Bottle, of course. What a song. Absolutely fantastic song. Also, I noticed an error. The number 1's not even present there. I know. Like, you know how there's 11 tracks and it says video Walking on the Moon? Yeah, number 1's not next to Message in a Bottle. I know. They messed that up big time. And then we have Regatta to Blanc, great instrumental, you know, the debut of Sting's Way Up and all that. You know, all his chanting and stuff. Love that. And that instrumental actually won an award as well, which is pretty cool. It's Alright For You is really catchy. I believe that's a Stuart Copeland track. He actually writes quite a few songs on this album, which is pretty cool. I like that. And then we have Bring On The Night, great single. Very underrated, in my opinion. Death Wish is a cool track. Walking on the Moon, of course. Who doesn't know that song? Very cool. With the double bass line and you know, it's just a really cool reggae rock track, you know. It's quite atmospheric. I love that song in the video as well, where Sting's playing the guitar as well, I know. Very cool song. And then we have On Any Other Day. There's a few, well, I think, yeah, there's a, you know, problematic lyric in that song, but I think it's quite a fun song, quite enjoyable, and yeah, it's quite funny, you know, quite a humorous song from Stuart. And then we have The Bed's Too Big Without You, another single in the style of reggae. Very cool. I really like that song. Contact's really catchy. I really like that song as well. Just Everyone Stares, another Stuart song. That one's quite funny with the piano. Kind of reminds me of Sally Be My Girl a bit. And then No Time This Time is a great way to end off the album. So very cool. Also on the CDs, you get a video, but I think if you have enhanced CD, it says right there. So yeah. If you have enhanced CD and you buy all the Police albums on CD, or at least these pressings of the CDs, then yeah, good luck. You get a music video as well. So that's pretty cool. My number 3 is going to be their third album, the next album from 1980. I promise this won't be chronological. That's what I'm trying to do with these album rankings. Try and not make them chronological, because that's just boring. So yeah, like having their recent album as my least favourite, and then having their earliest album as my favourite, and then, well, having their last album as my favourite, having their debut album as trying to explain this properly. It's like, take all my album rankings, or just like rankings in general that I've done, you know, video games and series and all that, and films. Like, the last piece of media to be released is my least favourite, and then the first piece of media to be my favourite, and then vice versa, you know, that sort of thing. First to be my least favourite, and then last to be my favourite, that sort of thing. I'm trying not to do that. So, yeah, I'm succeeding very well. So, yeah, next album is Zenyatta Mondatta. What a really cool album cover. I love the colours and all that, and the band in a triangle. That's pretty cool. And there's the back. So yeah, Don't Stand So Close to Me. What a great song, great way to start the album. You know, sort of dark, and then, you know, we get this really like peppy chorus, which is pretty cool. I love the bass pedals, the guitar works great. Stuart's drumming, of course, fantastic as ever. And yeah, just a great song. And then we have Driven to Tears, another great song. And then we have When the World Is Running Down, you make the best of what's still around. The longest Police song title ever. That is a really catchy song. I love the bass line, just a really cool song. And then we have Canary in a Coal Mine, which is probably my favourite song. It's quite fast, up tempo, very happy sounding. I love it. I adore this song. I just love everything about it. You know, some people might find it annoying. I think it's charming. You know, really like upbeat, and just makes me happy. I love that song. Then we have Voices Inside My Head. You know, the song pretty much just repeats the refrain, but it's really catchy, and there's different parts and all that. It's just a really cool song. Yeah, Bombs Away is quite a charming song. I really like that song. And then we have Do Da Da Da, another catchy song. I love that song. Yeah, like when I first listened to it, it didn't really do much for me, but then since I bought the album, I've just fell in love with the song. I love the guitar in it, you know, love the build up. Sting's vocals, of course, are great, and you know, the chorus is really catchy in my opinion. And of course, Stuart's drumming and Sting's bass playing, you know. Sting plays some really complex stuff on the bass, and then he like sings at the same time, which is incredible. And then we have Behind My Camel, which Sting hated and Stuart hated as well. Sting actually buried the tape of the song after it was completed. So Andy Summers ended up playing both guitar and the bass, and Stuart just played drums because, you know, yeah. I mean, you get a little bit of you get a little bit of keyboards on like the first 3 albums, you know, occasional synths, piano, organ, that sort of thing. But yeah, in a few of the songs, that is. Behind My Camel, I think that's a great instrumental, quite haunting, just pretty cool instrumental. So yeah, well done to you, Andy Summers. And come on, this won them an award as well, not just Regatta de Blanc, but this one as well. So why Sting and Stuart complaining? Man in the Suitcase is another catchy song, one of the more shorter tracks on the album. Shadows in the Rain is pretty cool, you know, it's about 5 minutes, but you know, it's quite a cool song. I really like the piano, you know, it's just a really like groovy track. I really like it. And then The Other Way of Stopping, a Stuart Copeland track, great way to end off the album in my opinion. So yeah, Zenyatta Mondatta is my number 3. Right, my number 2 and my number 1 were kind of tricky at first, but I'm not going to just rank the albums like chronologically because that's just boring and predictable. So my number 2 is going to be their album from 1983. This is their best album in my opinion, and it is Synchronicity from 1983. So love the album cover. Apparently there were 36 versions of this album cover made. That is crazy. Imagine buying them all. And I think the back was actually the front on the vinyl. Like, I don't know, there were like different versions of the album cover, which is pretty cool. So I'll have to look more into that. So yeah, we've got 11 tracks on here. Synchronicity 1, what a great way to start the album. You know, it's sort of like really fast track, sort of punky. You know, you get a really cool sequence. So what a track, I love that song. And then you have Walking in Your Footsteps, quite moody, atmospheric. You know, I really like that song. And then you have Oh My God, definitely reminds me of you know, their album beforehand, you know, with the synth sound and, you know, the saxophone. Such a cool song, really like Oh My God. And then we have the controversial song Mother, which a lot of people don't like. I think it's quite funny and charming. Andy Summers sounds like a psychopath. The guitar's just crazy, just strange instrumentation. And yeah, I think it's quite a wild song. I never skip it, I think it's quite charming. I know a lot of people hate that song. Andy Summers isn't really singing neither. It says in the album, on like in the booklet or sleeve, what like depends if you're buying the album CD or vinyl, it says Andy Summers vocals on Mother, but he's not really singing, he's just like screaming or spoken word, sort of like what he did on Be My Girl Sally. So yeah. And then we have Miss Gradenko, 2-minute track, but it's charming. I love the chorus. Nobody but us, very catchy, I love it. And then Synchronicity 2 is a great way to end off side 1. Basically Synchronicity 1 part 2. So very cool, completely different song, you know, sort of punky, pretty much like new wave rock track. Get some really cool guitar and bass parts. Some like a crazy bridge section with Andy Summers on the guitar, just like playing like really high like notes on his guitar. It's pretty cool, and I just love the sound of this song as well. So yeah. And then side 2, I mean, You Have Every Breath You Take to start off side 2. I mean, come on, that's a great song, I love it. Yeah, it's about a stalker, but instrumentation wise, like musically, it's absolutely beautiful. I love it. I love the guitar riff, I love the bass line. There's actually a double bass and Sting used electric double bass. I think he used don't know which bass guitar, but yeah. So basically like multi-track, you know, to make the bass sound, you know, quite low and dark in the mix. It's just a great song. I don't know how they came up with it, but yeah. And just a great single, I think. It's the most popular song, yeah. I mean, it gets played a lot, but I seriously don't have a problem hearing it all the time. So yeah, love that song. And then we have King of Pain, great single. I mean, you got Sting on the fretless bass. I love the build up. It's just a great song, and yeah, just probably one of the most underrated Police singles in my opinion. You know, I mean, you got Message in a Bottle and Roxanne and Don't Stand So Close to Me. They're all well known, but King of Pain is like sort of like behind them. You know, when it comes to singles. Great song. And then we have Wrapped Around Your Finger. Love that song, very atmospheric. I love the synth. I love the drumming as well. Like, you got the hat kick shot. Like, the drum beat's like quite complex and quite unusual as well, which I love that. Just a great song. I love it. Definitely deserves to be a single in my opinion. And then we have Tea in the Sahara, which ends off the vinyl version of this album. Very moody, atmospheric. I mean, you got Sting on an oboe. I love the way it ends. I love the way it ends. It's just a really cool track in my opinion. And then of course on the CD you got Murder by Numbers. Really cool track. I think I prefer this track over Tea in the Sahara in my opinion. Yeah, it's just a great song. Great way to end off the discography. And yeah, Synchronicity is my number 2 favourite Police album. I love this album to death. And yeah. Now my number 1. I think you've probably guessed it if you know the Police pretty well, but my number 1 is going to be their album from 1981, and it is Ghost in the Machine. The only album cover not to feature the band, but you see here, look, that's Andy, that's Sting, that's Stuart. See, it kind of does feature the band, but not physically. But it's still my favourite album cover. You know, very cool, very different, and we have a English album title, which is pretty cool. So yeah, love that. So yeah, come on. I mean, the opening track, Spirits and Material. Well, what a song! I love it. Complex drum beat. You know, bass lines pretty much everywhere. You know, really cool guitar parts. I mean, you got a saxophone in there as well. Sting plays a lot of sax on this album, which is really cool. Spirits and Material was such a great song. Love it. I've always loved that song since like the first time I heard it. And then we have Every Little Thing She Does Is Magic. What a great pop song. Love it. Apparently Sting wrote that in 1976 before the Police was even formed. I know, that's incredible. Such a great song as well. Invisible Sun, quite a dark, cool track. I really like that one. And the way Sting says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at the start. Just great. Love it. Hungry for You, or J'aurai toujours faim de toi. Yeah, French song, very catchy. Love that song. And then we have Demolition Man. Yeah, it does go on for a bit, but I still really enjoy this song. I love the riff, you know. Some really cool guitar work, and just a really cool song. And yeah, I believe Grace Jones did a version. I've not heard that version though. And they had a different bloke playing the bass on this track for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah. And then we have Too Much Information, which is a great track. Love that one. Very, very catchy, you know. Especially like the saxophone, like it's just so danceable. Like it's hard not to dance when you got a saxophone on nearly all these tracks. Rehumanize Yourself, really fast song, really energetic. I flipping love that song. One World Not Three, you know, pretty much like the only like reggae influenced song on the album. Still really cool, you know. I think that's a really underrated song in my opinion. And then we have Omega Man, which we also have an icon for the O, which is pretty cool. I don't know if you can see, but yeah, it's like a magnet or something. But yeah, really cool song. Probably the best Andy Summers song like ever. The best song Andy Summers ever wrote. So really cool. Secret Journey. Oh, such a cool intro. I love it. That synth, and then the guitar comes in and the drums, and it's just a cool song. I love it. I feel like that song inspired Every Breath You Take because, you know, it kind of sounds similar but in a completely different key, if you know what I mean. So, yeah. Secret Journey is more of a, you know, happy track, and Every Breath You Take's a dark track, you know, which people for some reason play at weddings. And to end off the album, you have The Incredible Darkness, which is this moody, atmospheric, depressing song. I love it. You get some I can't talk today. You get some thundercloud sound effects, which is pretty cool. And then yeah, you get a little bit of saxophone at the end. This is a Stuart Copeland track. I mean, what? And this is probably my favourite Police song. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I do love this song. I think it's really underrated. The moody atmospheric sound, the piano's beautiful, the bass line, the drums, just a really cool track. I love this song. It's a great way to end off the album. This album's mostly like this upbeat pop album, and then you get Darkness. It just completely like completely ruins the vibes, which I really like. That, you know, you get these really like fun like upbeat tracks, and then you get Darkness, you know, a moody like depressing song, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I absolutely love this album. Ghost in the Machine is definitely the Police's best album. It's their best sounding, and yeah, I think all the members did a really good job, and it's the only album to feature session musicians. Even they did a great job as well. So yeah, Ghost in the Machine is my number one. So yeah, so that's all the Police albums ranked, in my opinion, you know. Yeah, please do let me know what you think of all these albums and how you rank them and all that. Which one's your favourite, which one's your least favourite. If you think Outlandos is your favourite, then yeah, please do let me know. If Ghost in the Machine is your least favourite album, please, yeah, that's completely fine. Please do let me know. Let's do a quick recap before we end off this video. So, number one, we have, of course, Ghost in the Machine. Number two, Synchronicity. Number three, Zenyatta Mandata. Number four, Reggatta de Blanc. And number five, still a fantastic album, great debut album, Outlandos d'Amour. So yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. This has been my album ranking of the Police, all the studio albums ranked. As always, I don't include live albums or compilation albums because that'd be cheating. And yeah, that's all I have to say. So thanks once again, and take it easy, and I shall see you all next time in a bit. And peace, as always.